Yeah, good morning. So this is our, the light gauge steel structure, and this is purely a sustainable structure, as well as this is purely a zero energy building. So how the zero energy building comes out to be there? So basically you can see that the overall structure is a light gauge steel having a screws with a dimple. Right side you can see the finished product. So this is the skeleton and this is the finished product. In the finished product we have rendered the overall, the product, and based on that here the fiber cement board, a double layer fiber cement board has been used. This looks like overall the conventional type, but it is purely a sustainable type of construction. In terms of this one, we can see all the channels. This is a hot dip galvanized member, and these are all screws having a dim holes. These service holes are for the MEP works, the mechanical, electrical and plumbing work. You can have a cantilevers into that, having the roofs and that, and the cladding part from the internal side. That is the beauty of this construction, where you can have any type of, the rendering system can be achieved in this one. These all the walls which are, like a hollow, but don't have any, the sounds or any type of this one. This gives us a very better insulation and high seismic performance building. So you can have this type of building in high seismic prone area also. So this is overall our, the LGSF structure, where you can build any type of, the constructions like a commercial building, residential, then the institutional building, or if any old building is there and if you want to provide a rooftop onto that also can be achieved in this type of structure. So that's why it is called as a lightweight steel construction buildings. Yeah, it's actually, this is a technology which is a western based country technology, but now peoples are more aware about this type of, and frankly speaking the Indian peoples are now thinking about the sustainable construction, recycled, the members, because of the environmental impact assessment to the India, and definitely in India this environmental, particularly into the metro cities, is growing. So that's why this, the people are understanding this type of technology and accepting that, that to build residential or a villa or a second home, as well as particularly into the office building, administration building. So everyone, government is initiating this type of, the structures, and government has already built lot of, the structures into this type of, the particularly to the school building, institutional and other, the academic type of buildings also. Most of the private sector, most people think that it's a second home or a villa, but particularly what I said is that the energy efficient building. So basically this energy efficient building can be extremely good for the administrative type of buildings or institutional building or office buildings, and yes, the government is also initiating toward this type of buildings, making the tenders of this type of structures also. Yeah, now it's growing everywhere. Like for example, it is still up to the northeast also. So in northeast also many people are using this one, particularly even in the coastal areas from the south area. That also it's like a booming, because it's a high galvanized material. It's a 275 GSM coating, and our Indian codal provisions also gives the same, the methodology. Right now in particularly the metros, because now there are a lot of high-rise buildings are also coming up, and most of the people are going with a hot roll steel section into that one, but infill with a cold form steel member, that also can be achievable, and very fast track, like you can having any bungalows or something like of 2000 square feet, you can build within a 90 days